Hello and welcome back to another Doctor Who action figure review. In today's review, I'm taking a look at this 3D printed custom Emperor Dalek from the TV Century 21 Dalek comic strips, as produced by Greens3D. A special thanks to Greens3D and to ThePrydonian for very kindly sending over this Emperor Dalek custom. Greens3D has made a name for himself for producing 3D printed items in scale with the Doctor Who range, amongst other things. Most recently, he produced a fantastic Evil of the Daleks Emperor Dalek with throne room playset. It had lights and everything. It looks absolutely phenomenal. And the Prydonian, you'll probably know from Twitter and Instagram. He produces amazing renders of Daleks from the series. He comes up with his own designs. Billy and I talk about his purified design on the Review of Death podcast all the time. They're an amazing design of Dalek. And together they have produced this absolutely fantastic Emperor Dalek in scale with the character options range. So the Emperor Dalek from the comic strips has always been a figure that I've wanted because it's such an iconic design. It has such a key place in the history of the Daleks themselves. And it's kind of amazing to me, really, that this design of the Emperor has never been translated onto screen. Now, there have been a few attempts to do custom versions of this Emperor Dalek over the years in kit form, amongst other things. But the Prydonian was the mastermind behind designing this Emperor Dalek, and he made absolutely sure that it was exactly in scale. It took all of its influence from the comic books as close as possible. Obviously, with the comic strips, different artists come in, so the Daleks do look different from panel to panel, as well as from strip to strip. So for this one, they've gone with the classic design with the movie-style dome lights across the top. We've got the 6 up there. So these are, of course, the very large dome lights that you see on the Peter Cushing Daleks. And if you look carefully, you can see all of the amazing details have been captured, all of those ridges and things, that intricate pattern. So that's really impressive. And then moving around to the front, we have the eye stalk, which is very reminiscent of the 60s Dalek eye stalks with all of the rings. This has all been painted in gold. And then you have the glossy black eye at the front with a flat portion. And then you have the white iris, again, just like the 60s Daleks and the Peter Cushing Daleks. Now, one of the things that makes this Dalek look so fantastic is, of course, the colour scheme. Obviously, he has this incredible bulbous dome, and this is all highlighted with this fantastic bronzish gold colour, and then finished off with these lighter gold highlights. And he just looks absolutely incredible, especially when you have him stood next to other Daleks and just amongst all of the other character options figures. Your eye is immediately drawn to this guy, not only because of his unusual design, but because of his fantastic colours. He just looks resplendent. He looks like an emperor. Then beneath the large bulbous dome, which you can see has got all these separate panels around the outside, we have the usual shoulder section. This time it's not very tall, it's quite short. And then, of course, you have the gun boxes at the front with your usual Dalek appendages. You've got the usual gun stick and the plunger. So the gun stick is based on the original 60s Dalek guns, as you can see, with the extra pieces on the inside. And even the inside of the barrel has been painted black to make it look like it's hollow. And then on the other side, you have the plunger, which has got all 3 portions of the plunger stick. And then you have the glossy black plunger on the end. These are both articulated exactly like a character options figure. They both have ball joints, as you can see. Now, what I should say is, because these are made of resin, they can be quite fragile and you don't want them to snap. So when moving these, make sure that you pinch them right towards the bottom, as near to the ball joint as possible, and just be very gentle when moving it. But you do get full posability, just like any Dalek figure, which is fantastic. And then, of course, down to the skirt section, we have all of the hemispheres around the altered skirt. It's not quite the same as a normal Dalek skirt, but we have all the hemispheres painted in that bright gold. And, of course, it's only 3 rows tall, rather than the usual 4 rows. And then for the fender around the bottom, that's just round and black, rather than following the shape of the skirt. In terms of articulation at the head has full 360-degree movement, which is fantastic, just like a normal Dalek. And he has an eye stalk that pivots up and down, and the actual gap for the eye stalk is slightly lower, which means the eye stalk can look right down, which allows you to get some rather imposing poses from your Emperor Dalek. And rather than having wheels like a normal Dalek figure, it just has these 3 pieces sticking out of the bottom, which gives it an additional piece of height as if it was running along on casters, and allows the figure to glide around any smooth surfaces. I'm absolutely blown away by the quality of this custom Dalek. you would have absolutely no idea that this was a 3D printed custom. It looks so good alongside the other Daleks. We have him here with the Chase Dalek guards, which were kind of like the drones in the Dalek comic strips. And also we have him with the Peter Cushing Daleks as well, which again were heavily influenced in later editions of the comic strip. It is absolutely incredible. The amount of detail that has gone into this, the amount of care, it is just so impressive. I've put all of the links to the relevant social media channels and to Green3D's Etsy shop all in the description below, and I've brought them up across the screen. And this Emperor Dalek figure will cost you £55, which for what you're getting is an absolute bargain. It's not only just an impressive figure, it's just the quality of it is just so impressive. If you put this on your shelf, you would have absolutely no idea that this wasn't an official Character Options release. It's that good. Amazing work from Greens3D and also the Prydonian for producing such an amazing Emperor Dalek figure. And I'm so glad that I can finally add one to my collection, because this is the sort of Dalek that you probably won't see produced by Character Options. So this is a very good opportunity for you to get hold of a key piece of Dalek history. So thanks again to Greens3D and the Prydonian for sending this over. Like I said, I'm absolutely thrilled with it, and he just looks amazing on the shelf alongside all of the other figures. I highly recommend picking one of these up when they next go on sale. Like I said, all of the social media channels to find out more about that are in the description below. So thank you all for watching, and I shall see you all next time for another Doctor Who action figure review. Bye-bye!